Hi Taurus, welcome to Yellow Cardinal Tarot with me. My name is Carol. This is going to be a general reading for mid-November 2024. And I want to welcome my new members if you subscribe to my channel, and also welcome back anybody else that is coming for another reading. I truly, truly appreciate it. If you would like a personal reading from me, the link is in my comment section or also in my description box. All right, so we are going to be doing a full moon reading. I couldn't ignore that on November 15th there's going to be a full super moon in Taurus, and that's some really intense energy, especially for when it comes to completion of cycles. And so we're going to start off with, I'm going to use the Tarot Grand Luxe to pull 4 cards from that, and then I'm going to let me see, what did I want to take for that? I think I'll use the Tarot Vintage to clarify, and then I'm going to pull a Moonology card at the end for you. And we're going to start off by, one of the things the moon's energy does for us is to ask us to release. It's going to shine a light on those things that we need to release that no longer are serving us. And so we're going to ask the tarot to give us one card. And it's very interesting because when there's a full moon, the moon is opposite to the sun. And the sun is going to be in Scorpio, and Scorpio is probably the most intense emotional sign in the zodiac. And so this, I'm finding, is going to be an emotional time for us coming up, especially when we're asking to release, in big emotions, and things are coming up for us to heal. So if we can have one card for that, just a second here, to ask one card for Taurus and what they need to, that one came out, what they need to release. And you have the World card here. You have the World card as what needs to be released. Yeah. And then now, something else that the moon does during this intense time, and it will also shine a light on secrets. It'll reveal some secrets for us that are hidden. And in particular, we're going to be looking here at what's sitting in your shadow. What are the secrets that are sitting in your shadow, in your unconscious, that are coming up for healing? And if you're unfamiliar with the term shadow or shadow work, I'll leave a really good video I've done for you. And it's all about facing your own shadow and how to do it. And it's called My Powerful 4-Step Guide to Shadow Work. And it's taken from my other channel called Carol Cares. And so you can have a look at that if you want to know anything about shadow work. So let's have a card for what's coming up in Taurus's shadow this month for healing. And you have the Ace of Cups. No surprise, that's all about emotions. The Ace of Cups here. And now, why is the moon, why is the energy of this asking us to release something, especially that's coming up from our shadow, so we can, it's a time of completion and closure. Because once we close a door, once we let go of something, release something that's no longer serving us, something is going to come in, and the universe wants to take us into a new direction. So what direction, where does the universe want to take Taurus this month? One card for that, please. At the end of this month, where does the universe want to take them when Taurus has healed? There it is. The Lover's card. This came up in another reading right at the top. The Lover's card here. And finally, what advice from the tarot? Some advice from the tarot. And this is going to help you with just knowing what direction you can take. Because a lot of times, you're not really sure what to do. I'll tell you what's going on, and then it's like, okay, I need some more specifics. Like, what can Taurus do to what's the first thing they can do, because this is a process. It's a healing journey, right? So let's have one card from Advice from the Tarot. So what Taurus can do. You have the Four of Cups. The Four of Cups, and it was sitting like this. It was very obvious that it was sideways, so we'll keep it like that. All right, so Vintage Tarot right now. I've pre-shuffled all these cards before I came on. So can I get some clarification for this World card? 2 cards, please. You got the Queen of Cups in reverse and the Temperance card. How about the Ace of Cups, please? A couple cards for the Ace of Cups. Almost came out. That one didn't flip. I'm just going to flip it back over. It was the Queen of Pentacles, so she may come out again, but there's one. And I think something else flipped here. Yeah. Okay, you got the Four of Cups again. Where did I see that for? Right here's the Four of Cups right here. Interesting. It's in your shadow, and it's coming up right here as guidance from the tarot. And that happens often because that's the focus they want you to go to. And the High Priestess in reverse. Up above, a couple cards for the Lovers card, please. This one wants to come out. It's in my hand. It's going out. The Knight of Wands and the Seven of Cups in reverse. I have a fly that is flying around here, and I'm just feeling like, is this the fly on my head? It was itchy, and I need to get my fly swatter out because it's disturbing me. Anyway, I know that's weird to think of a fly in the house. I'm in Canada, it's cold outside, but it's just this, they're all coming in right now because it's cold outside, and then they end up dying. Anyway, I try not to kill them. I let them die naturally, but sometimes they get in my way, you know. Advice from the Tarot. Oh, there it goes, the Hierophant. The Hierophant in reverse, and one more card. Oh, that one definitely wanted to come out. And it was the Knight of Cups in reverse. Okay, so and then I'll put this, the Moonology deck here. All right, so what are you being asked to release? Taurus is being asked to release. Well, I mean, it's interesting that you get the Closure card. The World card is that card of a cycle that is ending, that has ended, and this is the closure of it. This is an end of a cycle. So it's like it's time, like this is releasing now. So you are being asked to bring closure, to release this, to bring closure finally to this. And the Queen of Cups is in reverse here, and the Queen of Cups talks about the feminine side. We have two sides. We have a feminine, there was something else I needed to say, and I'll go back to that card, and I think that's why it got me off track. There's a feminine side and there's a masculine side, and we all have that, and yet we all don't know about it, or we're not, I mean, the feminine side of us have been repressed for a long time. And here's the Queen. She's the feminine side, and she is the Queen of the Cup of our emotions. This Queen, she's repressed right now, but she is definitely someone that lives in her body, is not afraid to feel her emotions. She lives by her emotions. Everything she does is just, she loves the body. She is the body. And you're being asked to take on this quality, of you know, having like the 10 of Cups of emotions that are available to us all the time, to take on this and to start to really feel, going inside and feeling what you're feeling. But sometimes she can be, you know, there can be some anger here, and sometimes she can be depressed, because she's been trying so hard to, a lot of us don't recognize that part of us that, I mean, we're all meant to feel. And I think there's something here that has to do with you, getting back in your body and starting to feel whatever it is. So I'm going to go back to that world card here. I'm going to say maybe there's something that maybe has happened and you've been putting off feeling it. And it could be something to do with maybe like grieving, but you've been putting off looking at it and dealing with it. And I think it's like, this is time. You are being asked to release like that whole idea of putting this away and shoving it down and not dealing with it. And you have a 4 of Cups here that's sitting in your shadow. And I'm just thinking, and then you have the Ace of Cups. So you have a lot of cups in your, and then you have the High Priestess, which is the feminine side again. So you have very much an emotional part that's coming up in your shadow. There's the fly right there, that I can see it already. And here it's just like, you know what? It's time now. So this is like a mirror. Right now, you're blocking all of this. You're pushing it all down. You don't want to deal with it. But it's also something that's happened to you when you were younger, that you pushed it all down and you don't want to deal with it. And that's how this creates a mirror effect in your reading. And the Temperance card comes in here. And, a Temperance card is a beautiful card that comes in to remind us that this is a process. This is a process. Even the act of grieving sometimes it's not something that you will do like maybe in one sitting. Sometimes, if it's too much for you, you can turn that faucet on a little bit. And if it just gets too much, you close it up again. But it's a process and it takes time. This is a healing journey. It's not. So maybe you've been really frustrated with yourself because you just don't want to touch this. Or sometimes it's like, why can't I get over this? Why can't I just have some closure with this? Why can't I end this? Why can't I deal with this? And so I think it's time now. Well, let's deal with this. Whatever it is that you've been putting off, it's time for us to deal with it. Because let's look at what's coming up in your shadow. Because that is what is driving this. It's having the biggest impact on this. There is something that, happened when you were younger. And, or just the way you were taught about your emotions when you were younger. Maybe they were repressed. You were told to put them away. And sometimes there's a big fear now as an adult to take them out because we were told to put them away when we were younger. And so we don't want to take them out again in case, maybe you were told that you're not allowed to cry or don't be a wimp or, things like that. And that'll prevent us from bringing out those emotions again. So we're going to be doing some shadow work here in part 2. If you're unfamiliar with shadow work, I've left a really good video for you in my description box below. And it's all about facing your own shadow and how I did it how I do it in my own healing journey that I'm on, my intensive healing journey. And I'm taken from my other channel called Carol Cares. And I have a lot of videos on there for your mental health and for your own healing journey as well as this tarot channel. So what's sitting in your shadow that's coming up right now? Well, you have this Ace of Cups, which is the first card in your shadow, and it's an offer to you. It's a cup. It's a gift from the universe, and it's buried right here. And this is the cup to feel. This is the cup to feel your emotions, your wishes, your desires, everything that you wanted when you were younger. Just the ability to be able to feel or to go deeper. It's sitting here right in your shadow. It's repressed. It was blocked. And because, and that happens to a lot of us. Like I said, for some reason, your emotions were blocked when you were younger and you've learned to put them away and not feel. Maybe you didn't feel safe. I mean, the safety card didn't come out, but I'm seeing here that with this 4 of Cups, and this is the one. This is the card that's going to come out again for the advice from the tarot. Here's this individual. You see this individual, how they've crossed their arms, and they're looking at those 3 cups in front of them, and they're going, nope, not feeling anymore. That's it. I'm done. And as a child, If you were told for some reason, threatened, think about your anger. Beautiful. Anger is a beautiful emotion. It brings about change in your system. Beautiful emotion. Ungrounded anger, well, definitely things happen when you're not grounded. And, if you don't ground your anger, and if you don't learn how to get it out of your system, it'll come out in an ungrounded way, and you do things and say things you don't want to say. But it is the emotion that is so healthy for you to get angry. I say that because I'm somebody that my own anger was repressed, and I still, as an adult, it's out of all the emotions. I love grieving, but of all the emotions I have, anger is the one that I have learned to put it away, and don't you dare take it out, because that's what I was told when I was younger, and I was warned. And for a lot of us, that's what happens. And so that's what's happened right here, where you've put it away. You've put all your emotions away, and yet the universe is coming here with a double cup. There's a cup here, an offer. See the little hand right here? There's the cup right here, and here's the Ace of Cups. Here's the offer. It's a double offer here from the universe. It's like, the strong, that you've repressed that so much, that offer, not willing to do it, putting it away, repressing it, not going there, not going deeper, not talking about my emotions. And that's why you're having such a difficult time with putting an end to what it is maybe it's just putting an end to maybe you're just someone that doesn't feel at all, and the universe is saying, well, here, let's bring an end to that. Let's open this up. Let's open this up again. Maybe you've closed it, like I said, maybe right now you're just, I'm not opening this up, I'm not touching this. Sometimes some of us will say, the past is the past, I'm not going there. Maybe you're somebody like that. Why bother dredging up all your stuff? We don't live there anymore. Well, unfortunately, it's sitting in your unconscious, and it's going to come up and haunt you in all your relationships if you don't deal with it. Last card you have sitting in your shadow is a beautiful gift. Talked about the feminine side, and this is one of the feminine qualities that most of us have buried. And this is the feminine quality of intuition. This is the gift that we all have, and it's in reverse because it's blocked. But it is the gift of our inner knowing, of really knowing on an intimate gut level of, and we make a lot of our decisions from that. And so what happens is, if you have blocked your ability to feel your emotions, that means you have blocked the body, because the body holds all the emotions. That's our feminine side. And so, Taurus, you probably might be living in your head, and that's your ego self, your masculine side, and you cannot get to your intuition, which is your inner guidance, in your gut, in your body, unless you're in your body. And it's sitting there in the bottom of your shadow. Like, it's a beautiful gift that we all have, to be able to make decisions from your higher self, from your adult self, not your ego self, but a higher knowing. You might want to call it a divine knowing, from source, from spirit, from creator, whatever you want to call it, but it's like a higher knowing. It's this beautiful feminine quality that we all have. Like I said, it's been repressed in us for years. And so what direction does the universe want to take you? Well, you have this Lover's card here. And I don't make this stuff up. This is what came out. But the Lover's card has this picture of, it's number 6 in the major arcana. Number 6 always has like a 2 sides to it in my deck. It has a duality to it. And so the duality of here in this card are the 2 sides here. You have a feminine side and you have a masculine side. And it really sounds like the universe wants to take you in the direction of meeting your feminine side. And, this is not a card that's going to say, I'm going to bring you to a place where, you're going to meet your lover, you're going to find a lover. It's got nothing to do with that. It has everything to do with becoming very, very intimate for yourself. You have a choice, because this is often called a choice card, right? You have a choice Taurus. You can continue to stay up in your head and push all your emotions down and shove them inside of your body. Or you can start to say, you know what? I'm going to crack that Pandora's box open and I'm going to start to feel what it is I need to feel. A little bit at a time, right? That's what the Temperance card's all about, just a little bit at a time. Because the universe wants to take you to a place where you're whole. Right now, in your mind, when you live up in your head, you're half of a person. Literally half of a person. That's the masculine side of us. We have this entire other side of us, which is the feminine side that the universe says you have a choice. You can meet this other side of you, this feminine side of you that has intuition in your shadow, that has the emotional side of you. Those are two beautiful qualities, lots more out there. But in order to meet that side, you need to get back in your body. And then, so what direction does the universe want to bring you? Well, there's this part of you, I call it the freedom fighter that's inside of everybody. And it's the part that wants, it's a teenage part actually, adolescent part. And if you think of an adolescent, all they want is to be free, to be themselves. And so the universe wants to give you freedom. The universe wants to give you freedom to take your life into the new direction. Wants to give you freedom to do what you want to do. And it's saying that because, you know, and you have a choice here. Maybe there's something that you want to do. Maybe there's something you've always wanted to do. But it wants to take you into this direction of that's going to give you freedom from whatever it is. Maybe you're feeling some sort of being trapped right now. You're stuck in something. But it's like, here's a bit of freedom. And I know that part is in you. And I know there's a part of you that wants freedom. I can't tell you how many times I've heard people say, I just want to be free. I just want to be free to be me. And right at the end you have, which is very interesting, you have the Seven of Cups. And it's in reverse here. Seven of Cups speaks about this individual that's looking at all of these things on offer. All of these things out there in our outer world that really seem attractive. That really keep us up in our head. Busy, busy, busy. You know, looking at the Joneses next door and see what they're doing and running after. All these things, there's so many things we can keep busy out there with. But it really can keep us up in our head and distracted. And that's in reverse here. And the universe really wants to bring you to a place where you start to recognize, you know, what is it that's important? What do I want to go towards? Wants to bring you to a place where you're more inside your body, where you're living more in you rather than out there. That's the outer world. And wants to bring you to a place where you start to experience your inner world, which is your body, right? Because this is the outer world. This is the conscious world right here. This is what we see. But inner world, what we don't see, is really where the universe wants to take you. And so how are you going to begin? How can you begin to heal from this? How do you begin to feel? Start to feel again? Maybe to go deeper? Maybe to touch those emotions? Whatever it is you need to do. Well, we got the Four of Cups here. Sideways. I didn't know what it meant when I said it was literally, it wasn't even like on a diagonal. It was literally sideways. And I thought, I wanted to put it upright because let's be honest, as a tarot reader, it's like, okay, it's upright. I can read that. But when it's sideways, it's like, okay, what do, you know? But I said, no, it was too obvious. It was sideways. Here's you. We've established that this is what's been in your shadow about someone when they were younger learned to shut off all their emotions and put them all away because they were too dangerous to take out. And here's the other offer, you know, it's almost like this individual is thinking about it, thinking about taking that cup. It's on the offer here. And I think with this Lover card here, that tells me There's the offer. You have a lot of offers here. You have an Ace of Cups here. You have 2 Four of Cups. And then you have the Lover's card, which is a choice. And you have a lot of feminine energy here. You have a choice. And you have this is on offer to you again. And it's sideways. Because it's like, will you take this cup, this 4th cup, or will you reject it again? And the universe this is what this world card is saying right here. Are you going to take it? Are you going to finally put all of this, you're going to open it up? You're going to put that pushing down of your emotions. Are you going to put that to rest? Are you going to release that about yourself? Or are you going to release some emotions, start to release some of these emotions? Because it's really important with this Hierophant card. In an upright position, it's reversed right now, but in an upright position, this card speaks about this papal figure spewing out all his information to these disciples that are just like sponges, and they're taking it all in because they're learning, right? And this reminds you of when you were younger in school, or maybe at home, when you learned what was right and what was wrong. And so this card talks to me, the Hierophant card, it talks to me about the way that we were wired when we were younger. And the universe wants you to look at that. It's time for you to look at that. How were you wired? How are you wired not to look at your emotions? How are you wired? Because you have another Knight here. This is the second Knight right now that's come out for you. I haven't seen a lot of Knights come out these readings this time. Sometimes a lot of them do some, and this haven't, but you got 2 of them. Knights again are freedom fighters. It's that part of us that wants to be free. There is a part of you, and it's in reverse right now. There is a part of you that wants to take that cup. There is a part of you that wants authentic relationships. And maybe you're seeing this in all your relationships. And that's where, when we don't feel like this, when we have closed ourselves off, it's going to show in every single relationship that we have. And it's time for you to take this cup, because this will give you the freedom in that direction to start to feel those emotions. And this is the part of you that wants to do it. I'm wondering if, because you have 2 Knights here, I'm sensing that there's probably some anger that you could get at, and you might not even think it's there. Like right now, if you're getting angry at me saying that, it's there. And that was one of the emotions that I didn't touch. Because anger is what you call a secondary emotion, and it'll be a block to the shame and the grief that you need to feel. There's a lot of grief here. When you have to put your emotions away when you're younger, there's a lot of grief to that. A lot of grief. I think it's very important that I give you something on grounding, so that you can learn how to get into your body. Because when you ground, and you learn how to ground your mind, and then you ground into your body, when you learn how to do that, it's not going to feel zen. It's actually going to feel all those emotions. It's going to could feel painful. And that's why people don't go near it. And that's why people don't want to ground themselves. But you have a choice. You definitely have a choice. There's a choice here for you to make. And that's what I'm seeing here. Big choice. All right, Taurus, I want you to have compassion for yourself, for what you're working through. This is a very tough journey. But it's the most important journey of your life. And before I forget, I just remembered I'm going to pull an oracle card for you, and then I will see you in December. So 1 card for Taurus here. You got the mutable moon. 108. Nothing is set in stone. is the card you got. Mutable is all about change. Shape shifting, that something is still developing. This card indicates that something is indeed changing and there's room for maneuver. So take it as a sign that the situation you're asking about is far from finalized. If you're not happy with the current state of play, that's marvelous. It means you can still change the course of the outcome. However, there is also a sense that the situation could perhaps be a little unstable. For some, this is great news because you can still influence it. Others will struggle with the uncertainty, but should stay with it a little bit longer. Either way, nothing is set in stone yet. All right. Talk soon. Bye.